Hey, welcome back to a new video. So today I wanted to talk about mindset and specifically talk about limiting belief and why you need to overcome limiting belief because it's going to hinder your process, it's going to slow down your process. And before that, I want to actually even share one of my stories as well. And so that's something that I wanted to do. So make sure you stick till end of the video because I'm going to share some stories and I'm also going to give some practical tools that you can use right now if you're a driven entrepreneur. uh, Whether you're a driven entrepreneur, whether you're thinking of starting a new business and you find yourself stuck in basically like you're stuck in a revenue level, whether that's 5K a month, 10K a month, or the number is really irrelevant. What's really important is because you're basically stuck. So it could even mean that you are looking to start a new business and you're stuck to taking those aligned action to get that business started. So this video is for you. So the reason why we get stuck is because we have limiting belief. So we have self-doubts that basically stops us from taking those actions. And you might relate to this yourself. So um, basically you want to start that side hustle or that passion business, or you want to take that existing business that you currently have and you want to scale it to a new height, but you find yourself stuck. So you find yourself stuck to get started, stuck to move from 2K to 5K a month, or from 5K a month scale to 10K a month, and then 10K a month seems like a magical number to you and you can't even hit it. So a lot of the times in business we think it's the strategy, it's the implementation, all that stuff, which is true to an extent, because what happens before strategy is mindset. And I believe mindset always comes before the strategy. And one of the stories I had was when I joined an SMMA program, I believed that, okay, so once I get professional help, I can reach consistent 10K a month, right? So that was my goal. And I did that. I got all the skills. So I got good at appointment setting. I got good at, different ways to generate leads. But a lot of the times my sales calls weren't converting to a level that I wanted to convert. I was getting objections. I was doing number or volume of call, and I felt like my revenue were pretty much like a roller coaster at times. So I had like 3K a month, I had 5K a month, and then it went to 9K to 10K a month. So I got to test a little bit of a success. I was like, okay, I hit my 10K a month, and then the next month is like 4K a month. So I was in that constant up and down. And year after that, so basically it was earlier this year, so what I was doing is I was doing a lot of IG outreach because I used to run ads, and then now I thought, okay, so let me do direct outreach because I have to maximize what I currently have. And I did that. And I was booking calls, I was getting on calls, but again, I was getting objection. I was in my head thinking, I really need to close this client because I got to pay some bills, things like that. And I wasn't able to close those calls because my energy would, show up on the call that, hey, I'm there to make the sale. It's not like it's the best for the client. In a situation, it wasn't even ideal for the client. But since I was in a low vibration frequency, I had some limiting beliefs about closing or in that situation with that client. So I wasn't able to close those deals and had to look for different ways to get some low ticket clients or get some other clients elsewhere. So what I want to really talk about is the thing is that it's not really that you need to do more outreach. It's not that you need to do run more ads, more funnels, or things like that. Obviously, you have to do those things, but before you do that, you have to get your mindset right. You have to really believe in what you're selling, because the reason, like, let's say your closing ratio is like 10%, or in my case it was 10%, and from, let's say, from running ads or organic outreach and things like that. So, and ideal should be like 30 to 40%, right? So that's what we want to be aiming for or hitting towards, right? And the reason you're not doing it because there is some limiting belief issues. And you know, this subject become naturally as of interest. Like, why am I not able to hit those numbers? Why am I not able to get that 10K a month consistently? And it is all comes down to the belief system. It's a limiting belief. It's not that, you know, if you had more money on ads, magically you're going to hit the 10K a month. Because you will find people who are, let's say, within an SMMA or within an agency space, they already have another job and they can pour money into ads, $30, $50 a day. And let's say they're not even 10K a month just yet. So, and then you see another person, they don't run any ads, they just leverage what they have and they build their business to 10K a month, 20K a month or more and beyond. So this whole subject of limiting belief become of interest, and I basically created this YouTube channel to share and help other entrepreneurs, driven entrepreneurs, some insights on mindset, how they can improve their mindset on a daily basis and weekly basis, on a consistent basis, how they can basically go about it and then go towards the strategy and implementation, which is super important as well, because you don't want to be just like, thinking and feeling, but you also want to be acting, because it's thought, feeling and acting. So those three have to be in alignment. So back to the limiting belief topic. What I want to actually give some practical tip is that, let's look at your ideal goal, right? So let's say you want to build 10K a month agency or a coaching business, right? Let's take that number and ask yourself this: does this actually really, really excite me? Ask yourself this question: does it really, really excite you? Probably the answer might be not. It's just a milestone that you want to hit, right? Whereas let's say, hey, you want to build a 20K a month agency. That will feel more inspiring, right? Now let's look at bigger numbers, 50K or 100K a month, right? You want to build 100K per month coaching business, agency, whatever it might be for you. Let's say you take that goal, right? And then you look at, well, why are you not there just yet? So what do you have to do to get there? And before you do that, like let's say you already have a business, why aren't you there yet? Why don't you have that 100K per month business or 50K a month business? And ask yourself, why is that? And then all the limiting belief comes up, right? Because I'm not good enough, I don't have these skills, I don't have, whatever the reason might be, right? So all these limiting beliefs pop up out of nowhere. It's only when you have that biggest desire or biggest goal, then you realize, okay, I have all these limiting beliefs that are holding me back. Let's say from starting this, business. And even for me, let's say I wanted to do this mindset brand for a while and I haven't gotten back into YouTube for so long. I waited so long to just, until 2 weeks ago that I just finally decided to get the courage and start like talking in front of camera for this YouTube channel. I mean, I had my personal YouTube channel, but I was posting here and there. But anyway, back to the story of what I'm trying to say is that you have all these fears, and the thing that you're actually fearing the most is what you need to be doing. That's exactly what you need to be doing. So let's say your goal is to build that big business and you're afraid of starting that business. You're afraid of running $30, $50 ads or whatever it might be. You're afraid. So you have to do the inner work. You have to do the internal work. Well, why are you so scared? Like, what is holding you back? And then you basically identify all these limiting beliefs and then ask yourself, where does this belief come from, right? One of the beliefs I used to have, like, I have it here and there, is that when I'm in the business, I'm afraid, oh, my business might fail, or what if it failed, things like that, right? So it's important to understand, where does this belief actually come from? Does it really serve you? And the answer is no. So how can you change this belief into an empowering belief that, moves you that make you feel passionate, because you have the business, running business can be hard, right? And you have to have this enormous amount of energy that keeps you going and keeps you high performing, because there's no point showing up on sales calls that you're not able to convert. You just waste your time. You just like go on calls back to back. You're not converting, and that energy of not converting is going to show up on the next call and the next call, and then a week or two goes by and then you're not able to make a sale. And that was like an example of a situation I was when I was doing those direct outreach, right, in the agency space. And I felt like something was missing, the impact that I wanted to have, which is why I pivoted towards creating YouTube videos, planning on to creating more and more YouTube videos, into more coaching and consulting, finding out like what really, really moves me, what really, really inspires me, right? So you have to do the same. What are you really, really passionate about? Is it about helping a lot of people? Is it about having impact? So finding out your why. Why are you doing what you're doing, right? Get clear on that. And when you set bigger goal, you want to find out what all your limiting beliefs are, because those limiting beliefs are going to hold you back. So it's even going to hold you back from taking that action, right? And even when you do take the action, when you have that fear, it's almost like, you deep down inside, you want to get that 10K a month, or you want to get that 100K a month, but deep down inside, you believe, you just say, oh, this is bullshit, I can't do this, I don't believe I can do it. It's like you're motivated. That's how I felt, right? I felt very motivated. I want to build and scale my business, 6 figures, 7 figures, whatever. And then deep down inside, I don't really believe in me. I had self-doubt, I had fear. And you're probably the same, right? That's why you're stuck at the certain revenue level, because deep down inside, you don't believe you can. And when you don't believe you can, when you take that strategy, when you build that funnel, when you build that landing page, when you run ads and then it doesn't work, and then your mind says, see, I told you, it won't work, right? Things like that. So how does that actually serve you? This is why you need to do some inner work. This is why you need to, remove those self-doubt, remove those limiting beliefs, because once you actually work on yourself, when you overcome all those things on a daily basis, when you take that strategy, when you take that aligned action, you're gonna see better result. You're able to 2x, 3x your desired outcome, right? So treat it as almost like every day, right? You have to work out your mindset. Have a list of empowering beliefs that you keep telling yourself, you keep reading off. You eliminate all those, disempowering thoughts, and have some sort of fact that you can say, hey, my empowering thoughts is true because I've done this and this and that, right? So for example, for me, I work with NDIS clients, which I was creating content, but at the same time, I was helping him with his mindset around money, his mindset around business, all that sort of stuff, helping him remove his limiting beliefs when he wanted to work, when he had clients and things like that. And, I remember one time he told me like he was afraid of, one of the kids not getting picked up to, for the services that he offers, right? One of the school kids, because they did children program. And I was like, where does this belief come from? And then later he mentioned it was from one of his past job that he was working for another company. So it's important to know what limiting beliefs you have currently that's holding you back, that's keeping you stuck, whether it's around money, whether it's around business. What is it? Write it down and ask yourself, where does this belief system come from? Is it actually serve me? Probably the answer is not. So why do you have this belief system? And then you're like, okay, so now you have to make that shift. So write down your empowering belief. What is your empowering beliefs? Come up with a fact or statement of past results that you have achieved that, proof that you can do it, and train your mind that way. So anyway, I thought I'd record this video. I hope you got some value out of this. And if you haven't subscribed, feel free to subscribe on our YouTube channel. We'll be planning to post more content consistently. Also, I'm created my beta program about mindset, which is like I'm going to be helping driven entrepreneurs. So I'm looking to help 3 to 5 aspiring or actually like driven existing entrepreneurs who are stuck in their revenue level with their mindset. So if that's you, feel free to send me a message on Instagram. Let's connect and I'll speak to you then.